Hello, beautiful people, darklings, lightlings, and hybrids. So today we are going to do prompt 3 of the hashtag Season of the Witch, and it is the woodshed, which again I'm excited for because I'm making a lot of progress in my personal shadow work, and I feel like through this whole tag I've been doing like some major shadow work, and it's leading me to some enlightenment. It's some heavy stuff, but I tend to now try to practice approaching everything negative, heavy, everything with excitement, because I'm thinking of how I want to manifest the ending or the end result. And I want it to transmute into something positive. So no matter the results I get in the reading, no matter how painful or hard it is, if you approach everything with excitement, you will succeed in transmutation and enlightenment. And at the end of the day, that's what I seek. So it is never too late to start if you want to participate in this, hosted by the beautiful Tony at Tony Antoinette's Tarot. And this is a community collab that Rochelle over at Amethyst Ascension had put together for us. So let's do this. By the way, links are in description. Go check them out. Or else. Okay, so I'm going to use again the Line Strider Tarot because this deck, I didn't expect to connect with it like I did, but I have, and as simple as the art is, I have a very deep connection with it. And I get really good results with this. So I'm going to continue for this week's prompt with this deck. It talks to me in many different ways, and I get so much out of the symbolism in the cards. So we're going to do that. Then I'm going to draw a card from a new deck I got created by Rochelle over at Amethyst Ascension. I had a hard time choosing, but I chose the Fortune Teller Oracle. So I would like to know a little bit of fortune from this after the reading. And if I'm feeling frisky, I'm going to draw a card from the Roots and Wings Oracle. I want to go deep. So I'm going to do like I did last week, and I'm going to go ahead and do the reading personally, analyze it, then show you the cards and give you my interpretation of it. Wow, you guys. I'm a little speechless. You'll see why. So the last couple of readings, man, it's been quite intense. This one's going to be intense too. So the other ones I feel like were helping me work through things in my past, my childhood, my teen years, my young adult years, traumas that I needed to work through for then. This one's pertaining to a very recent situation. And in order for you to really, truly understand this, I'm going to have to share something very intense and very personal with you. I'm choosing to do this because, hey, if somebody else out there, another woman, is struggling, know you're not alone, and you can conquer and persevere through this. I don't want any I'm sorries or, anything like that in the comments, because we as women, we endure a lot of pain and struggles through situations like I'm about to share with you. I'm not a victim here, I'm a victor. I want to share this so you not only understand the reading, but I want to be raw and real. My last several videos have been very transparent with some experiences or things I've went through. My channel is about my story, my saga in a way, right? And I feel like this might help somebody out there trying to work through their healing. So I'm not gonna give you guys like horrible details, a little bit of a trigger warning for talk about SA. And if I don't tell you this story, then you won't really understand the reading as much. And you know what? I kind of want my story told because I feel like women are often way too silent about it out of many fears, right? Judgment, shame, guilt. People tend to victim blame. But again, I'm not a victim. Because with this reading, you will see that I've done the work and I've conquered this. And it was one hell of a ride. But I did it, and it proves that anyone out there can. I started a job. I'm not going to say names or the name of the place where I work for obvious reasons. I started this job almost 2 years ago. Got close to some co-workers there, and I went out one night with them to a bar. And I hadn't drank in a while, but for some stupid reason, I thought I could hold my alcohol like I did when I was younger. But, you know, these friends said that they had me, they had my back, they were going to help me make sure I got home as long as I just had fun with them and drank and had a little too much. But one of the friends, the lady friend, wanted to go see her boyfriend, and he lived with our manager at the time. And this person had just gotten a management position, and we were kind of celebrating with her. At this house, I was not feeling good. I mean, I was very, very drunk. We weren't supposed to be there, but we were supposed to go straight home to my knowledge. But, you know, I was riding with them, so I kind of had to tag along. And I wanted to lie down, so they offered me a bed in some room. I really wasn't aware of the house. And I laid down in the bed, passed out. I woke up to a man, our manager's brother, essaying me. I ended up getting away to message my other friend who had left, saying I need help. I don't know where I am. I'm still too drunk to really function. And I need your help. I don't know where my girlfriend is. I said her name, and I was like, I need you to help me. I was just essayed, and I need to get out of here. And she had woke up from another room. I was that much under the influence. I didn't even know where the rooms were, could hardly walk. It was kind of, it felt more than drunk though. I did eat something that this person gave me. I wasn't sure if I was drugged, but it was very hard to lift my arms, to fight, to even move or walk. It was very difficult. So I don't know for sure, but I suspect that I was given something. And my memory was foggy. A lot of points in between what happened. I cannot remember or recall. But my friend, at the time, I was sitting on the front porch crying, holding my clothes. And he was trying to make excuses for why I was crying. And my other friend had called and woke her up. She came out of the room, so she's trying to figure out what's going on. And the guy was just making all kinds of excuses. Oh, she's crying for this reason, that reason. So she was like, let me get her out of here. She took me to her house and I had passed out. But when we woke up to go to work the next morning, I was still in a lot of shock, and I was kind of in a daze. I can't remember what she was saying to me on our way to work, and I went in there to go do what I was supposed to be doing, but I couldn't. I was like, "What are you doing? Go to the hospital." And I broke. I just broke into like a million pieces. I couldn't hold it back, and our manager there had told me to go. I went to the hospital to do the kit and exam, called the police to press charges, but this friend of mine, because her boyfriend was on her case about it, because he was friends with the guys and lived with them, she was kind of intimidating me not to press charges, and also saying that it could get her in trouble at work because with their title, they're not supposed to hang out or party with people outside work, which I didn't know. I was a new employee. And I was kind of shocked at the way she was reacting and treating me because I wanted to press charges. And I did anyway. And her boyfriend ended up breaking up with her over it. She kind of resented me for that. I resented her for, there was a lot more to the way she talked to me and treated me. And our mutual friend that had left that night went to the sheriff's office with me for my statement and heard what she was saying to me and just being really nasty to me for pressing the charges and causing friction in her relationship with this guy. And our mutual friend even told her, you're really disgusting for this. But, that friend was like, we failed you that night, and I'm so sorry, Courtney. And I was like, it ain't your fault. Nobody knew or, thought this would happen. So I went through all of these steps, and at work, things became very tense between this person and I, and things got really heated and out of control. And every day that I went in there, it was agonizing, and I felt like I was very paranoid. I felt harassed, and like she did everything she could to make my life at work hell. Between, my boyfriend and I, just my job, everything, I got extremely emotionally turbulent, and my mental health declined through it all, and I had to leave eventually a couple months ago. Well, when I left that last day, we really had it out, and she brought up that night, and we just confronted everything, and I emotionally burnt that place down and walked away. That triggered a healing journey for me. There's a lot more to it, but I'm not comfortable sharing like all the details. I'm just giving you the main rundown. She really disappointed me and hurt me as a woman, and as what I thought was a friend. We aired it all out, and through the last couple months at my other new job, I had done a lot of healing, a lot of thinking, and rebuilding myself. Well, things didn't work out here, and in this small town, there aren't many options. So I actually just had to go back to my previous job, and I'm trying to reapproach this with a clearer head, a healed heart, and positivity. Now we can get into the reading so you can see why that was important to tell you. I just want to say to anyone out there who struggles with this trauma, um, seek help if you need to, or really work on the healing because it's worth it to let go and to forgive, not for them, but for you. And I know that's so cliche. People say that, but holding on to it, holding on to that pain and turmoil and agony only hurt me badly. That wrath, that anger, it was destroying me. I had to let go. And this spread couldn't be more perfect, especially the letter of release. I'm doing that tonight. I think that is amazing and a great conclusion to this story, this experience that I endured. And I do think it was all for an important lesson, something I learned. It wasn't the first time I dealt with this type of trauma. So I was going through a very dark place the last year of why have I found myself in this situation a few times. Most people have one story or two, and I'm like, I blamed myself, and I'm like, what did I do to put myself in these situations? Like, how stupid could I have been to trust or to, and the truth is, it isn't our fault. You have people out there like that, and if you're kind of a naive, kind-hearted person, people will prey on that. And I am not ashamed for being the person I am. That is on them, and they will answer for it with their karma. As for me, I'm using it to transmute myself into a greater person, a greater soul. And I need to now look at what benefits me in my life for my family, more so than holding on to something that's going to emotionally and mentally destroy me. And this reading was so profound, so healing and telling. Yeah, so I'm going to share it with you now so you can kind of see why this spread and this reading was so important and good for me. And you guys out there, you women, stay strong. No matter what happens, I feel like we endure a lot, in our daily lives and our relationships and our just in life in general. And you're beautiful. You can get through anything. So question 1 was, what is lurking in the shadow? And I got the world. I do love that world card. So what I got from this, and what's interesting about this deck, is the cards hold pretty much the same meanings, but it gives you really deep insight. And some of the meanings are added too. So with this, I interpreted that I'm resisting the inevitable or change. I need to embrace the change, and it'll complete a cycle. And this change don't only just have to be something in the material world of something's changing, but a change within myself. Sometimes I feel like if I let go of things, I'm weaker, or I'm not conquering the battle. That was my old mindset. But recently I've come to find that letting go is conquering the battle. So for number 2, why is it still there? I got the 9 of Swords first. With this, I interpreted, my anxiety, worry, and self-torment. It's there because I have anxiety and restlessness about my life and choices that brought about this change. I've recently been led back to the job that caused me great grief in the past. I feel like this was a fated choice because of the way certain things there triggered me and the way the change took place. It caused a lot of self-torment to be there previously. But I'm trying to reapproach this as a learning experience and see how much I've healed and learned. Viewing this place how I did tormented me in many ways. But this job can benefit me. If I let the torment continue, it'll be my ruin. And with the Three of Cups, instead of using the situation to come together, previously I lashed out. And I realize now that some there, meaning some coworkers, didn't deserve it, but others did. Now I see if I release this pain and energy I've carried since, the situation occurred, perhaps I could create unity among, the people around me and be at peace instead of a paranoid war. Leaving helped me see the role I played in everything also, taking on everything emotionally. I needed to reevaluate my relationships there, and I have. I know who to stay cordial with, and who I can rely on, and that is myself. I reapproach this without getting emotionally involved with people there and stay out of, any negative situations and just do my job and go home. I needed to learn to detach instead of dwelling and emotionally connecting myself to every situation there and taking it on like I had to, because I felt that's what made me stronger, right? A purpose. Sometimes maybe we unconsciously take things on because we feel like we need to be strong. We need a purpose to be strong for, but that isn't the case, I discovered, for myself anyway. The next question was, how can I bring this to light? I got the Queen of Wands. That is, don't be a pushover. I very much had resentment, which reversed, this card can represent, resentment, jealousy, and anger, and show up with the domineering energy of the Queen of Wands. There were many times which added to my torment that I kept quiet about things going on there. Things that this person would do to upset or get at me because of the tension between us. This person, is in an authority position, and I would just build and build on that resentment and keep my mouth shut most times. And that added to the anger. I need a good, healthy balance with this Queen of Wands of take no shit, speak up for myself, and don't take on everything like it's a battle. Let shit go. Always holding on to everything, especially if I feel wronged, will manifest my wrath in unhealthy ways, and it did. It says in this book that the Queen of Wands can have a dark and moody behavior that affects everyone around her. That was the case, and where I was energetically at that time. And when I left there, my last day, this person and I, like I said, we aired it all out, all our built up tension for over a year, and our feelings about that night. It was painful as hell, and I blew up and lashed out at her and everyone there, feeling betrayed and hurt. I found out, everyone was talking about my trauma, and I always thought that she told everyone. She claims, she didn't, but that's neither here nor there anymore. But at the time, I had this energy, I'm betrayed, I needed to lash out, and I felt like I released everything that day on her. That it's over, I need to keep approaching this as positive as I can and bring a light-hearted energy to this new start and see how I can possibly change it. Perhaps my energy I was in then kept manifesting situations to get worse. There's always a lesson in everything, and what did it teach me? I was in personal agony, and after all, we create our reality. And if I kept on with that energy daily, I was unconsciously creating it just to get worse and worse and build this horrible energy there. The next one was, how does this affect me? I got the Queen of Swords, lots of queens, right? So where I feel like the Queen of Wands was me, I feel like the Queen of Swords was her. In this book, there's an area for the Queen of Swords that asks, are you letting a domineering woman make you unhappy? As if it didn't call me the hell out, right? Yes, every day I went in there, just the mere sight of her presence, like, pissed me off. It would bring about this, like, burning hatred inside of me. This woman is a very domineering woman too, but so am I when it comes to these situations. I won't, like, back down even though I was quiet and let some things slide because I'm an observer, you know? And that's part of my issue too. I observe every little detail around me and I'll hold on to it because I notice things. I notice everything. The way someone's body shifts, their expression, their attitude, you know, their reaction to me. I notice everything. And I may not say it, but I feel like that's part of my power when I sometimes don't say things, but it can also be my downfall. But yeah, this card represents her, a woman in a position of power, and I was being cold and very judgmental of her, which is another statement from this book for this deck. Every day she triggered me somehow. I went to work daily prepared for war, and I let it affect me till my mental health declined. Swords is a perfect symbol representing this person and my mind, for the effects this had on me at that time. But, you know, I've done a lot of the work to heal from this and the last couple of months, and she and I are now cordial. You know, she wants to rebuild our old friendship. Personally, I will not ever get close to her again, but I can be friendly for my job's sake and let go and forgive for my sake. So I will no longer hold on to or acknowledge this energy. You know, she's there. I accept everything for what it is and I release and let go. And you know what? I hope with love that she can heal too and find the ability to change her negative behavior as well. Maybe she will learn and grow too from my example. Who knows?